choose your shape. Haha! By now you've heard of Squid Game, the amazing show that's a thriller, that's a mystery, that's gotten everybody wondering. In fact, it's #1 in over 90 countries. This thing is a masterpiece and I really enjoyed it myself. But did you know that there are at least 3 sales lessons that you can learn from the show? That's right. We can take away 3 things and apply it to our sales. Check it out. Okay, as I mentioned, with Squid Game, there are 3 major sales lessons that we can take away from it. But before that, if you haven't heard of Squid Game, this thing has been huge. It is #1 in 90 plus countries. It broke records at Netflix, becoming its biggest show ever. And the TikTok hashtag Squid Game has been viewed more than 23 billion times. This thing is taking over. If you have missed it, definitely go check it out. And I hope that rock you've been living under has not hurt you too much. But just so you know, before we get into this, there will be some very minor spoilers. We will talk about a few things that happened up to the beginning of episode 3. So no worries, we're not going to get into the deep details of the show. We will only go up to episode 3. There are 9 episodes, so we won't really reveal too much more than what the trailers have already given away. But let's talk about these amazing sales skills that we can take from the show. After all, the organization convinced people to play even though they knew they would die, right? Of course, the initial time that they go, they don't know they'll die. But after that, after they vote to leave, and then after they get enticed to come back, they know going back that they have a high likelihood of dying. And so somehow the organization convinced them to do this, even though they knew that they would die. That is some serious sales skills. And how can we take these skills to apply them into the real world? Well, I'm going to show you exactly that because they use real sales methodologies and tactics. And if you can get somebody to do something knowing they might die, you can probably get them to buy your product. Now, why do I like doing this? Well, I'm a B2B SaaS sales coach. I love to see how sales happen in the real world, and especially in pop culture, and then help other people implement these skills. So I work with software founders around the world, helping them grow and scale their software company. By the way, I love this pop culture stuff. If you go to my tips page, tips.mattwallach.com, you will see I have multiple articles on sales from pop culture, including what we can learn from Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights, how Remy in Ratatouille helps us understand sales better, and the 3 Amigos, lots of others as well. Now, what can we learn from Squid Game? Well, there are 3 things, as I mentioned, so let's get to it. #1, you have to know your target buyer. Really understand who your ICP is. That's your ideal customer profile. Really get what makes them tick and really understand your buyer and user personas. In Squid Game, their buyer, their people they were looking for, they were down and out, they were in serious need, they made some big mistakes. And if you look at our main character that we follow, Seung Gi-hung, he was worried his daughter doesn't respect him, his ex-wife hates him, he has some very big gambling debts and some bad people chasing after him. In general, life is rough, mostly due to his mistakes. Now, the recruiter that approaches him, he knows this. He completely understands his ideal customer profile and his buyer personas. He knows that Seung Gi-hung likes gambling. He understands later, or we understand later, that he knows his whole backstory. And now that's truly knowing your buyer. He's done his research on it. If you can do your research on your buyers this way, you will fully get them. And when they see that you get them, they're going to be much more connected to you. Now, knowing your buyer also means you can develop your products toward them, you can align your marketing messaging toward them, and you can craft your sales pitch to their ear. In general, it really builds a foundation for the entire rest of the sale. So absolutely, #1, know your target buyer. All right, #2, Create scarcity and urgency. Now, in sales, these are very, very important things to make sure your buyer understands, to make sure that they feel. And sales is highly about emotion. Scarcity is the fact that there are few opportunities or units available, and urgency means that this opportunity won't last long. If you can get both scarcity and urgency to be felt by your buyers, that's going to go very well for you. Now, you'll see this in Squid Game as the recruiter says to hurry because we don't have many spots left. Meaning they're going to get started. There's the urgency. And there's not many spots left. Scarcity, you better jump at this right now. So if you're wavering back and forth, take advantage immediately. This is huge. Scarcity and urgency gets people to act and act quickly. And if you don't have these feelings, that means your buyers are going to lack motivation and they're not going to move forward quickly. This is one of the reasons that long sales cycles happen, is because people don't have a reason to take action quickly. They don't have motivation to move forward. If you can get them to understand that this is scarce and that it's urgent, that they take action right away, then you're going to see outstanding results in your sales. That's number 2. Number 3, you want to dangle the carrot. Now, one way to get people to work with you is to use the dangle the carrot method. Now, this refers to a way to tempt a donkey to move forward by putting a carrot in front of its mouth to make him walk towards it. It's the same in sales. If you can show your buyers that they would get something amazing, that they would become better, they would get more money, they would save money, become more efficient, whatever it is, if you can get them to understand what the benefit is, what the gain is based on the action you're proposing, that can go really well. Now, another way of doing this, something I teach my clients a lot, is you want to make sure to get your buyers to see the end result. By working with you, what will their life look like? Now, in the Squid Game show, what they're doing is they say, of course, yeah, if you want to quit, you can quit, but you'll be missing out on this huge sum of money. And look at that. They put the giant piggy bank full of money right there in front of their face the entire time. So they always know what they're going for. If you can use this in your sales to show the opportunity that's in front of them, the gain that they're going to get by working with you, you are going to be able to make absolute differences in the real world in your sales closing rate. You're going to get more people ready to get started if they understand what's going to happen at the end. This is the whole thing of don't sell the features, sell the benefit. If you can sell the benefit, dangle the carrot, it's going to go really, really well. You're going to close a lot of deals. So there you have it. So there you have it. Make sure that you know your target. Make sure that you put some scarcity and some urgency into the deal. And make sure you dangle the carrot. Show them what they could potentially get if they were to use your system, if they were to work with you. If you can do all of those, you're going to do very well in sales. Now, if you like this, if this was helpful, make sure you subscribe. You're going to get more and more content helping you understand how to perform better in sales and maybe tying it to the real world to make it more relevant for you. Also, I'd really appreciate if you can like this video. That'll help me understand if I'm giving you something that's valuable for you, something that helps you. And if you have any questions or need some help with your sales, go ahead and comment down below. I'll be answering those questions as well. Okay, so I hope that this doesn't give you the red light.